error, just take error and put into the chat GPT. It will give correct if you're facing any error. I'm also using chat GPT many times. Give me the error. Someone is saying that, say, Shravan. Just copy paste error and ask chat GPT. It will say, even though we can easily understand your version, your error is right. Docker system prune -f doc build. This is your build. Why you are giving like this? Docker system prune -y -f docker build -t. Hmm? This is different one, right? Docker Docker build is the next line. Okay, share your build script pipeline. Anyway, we can check later. So guys, today I'm going to discuss Docker volumes and networks. Docker volumes. So okay guys, what is Docker volumes? Guess what is ephemeral? Ephemeral storage. Temporary, right? So Docker containers are ephemeral in nature. When I say ephemeral in nature, the container is very lightweight, first of all. Container is very lightweight. If the container is delete, the related information, everything is going to delete. Okay. So container is a isolation part inside the host. Okay. For example, container contains some application. If the container is deleted, the entire information also is going to be deleted in the container. Okay. The one important one is containers are ephemeral in nature, not persistent storage. Not persistence means not permanent. Okay. Temporary storage. So temporary storage. So whenever container is deleted, entire storage also deleted. Okay. So then we need to maintain ephemeral So we need to maintain persistent state so that if container is deleted, even though we can maintain the volume into the persistent state. So by using Docker volume concept, so by using Docker volumes concept, we can enable the persistent state of the volumes. Okay. So what is persistent state? So let's take a one container, guys. So this is my host. Host means your main server. I mean EC2 or whatever VM or whatever. Yeah. So by default, if you can create a container. So here two containers are there, for example. Two containers are there. Okay. So if this container is deleted, so related containers information, everything is to be deleted. There is no any reference for this container. There is no any volume reference for this container. To make it reference, we are going to enable volume system in the Docker. So when I say volume system, we can create our own volume. Whenever create a volume, so the command is Docker volume create, give the volume name. So whenever create a volumes, the default path of volume is var lib Docker volumes. If you can see, guys, we can easily understand what is this path, where it is available in this path, where this path is available. EC2 instance, right? Is it container now? Docker is not inside the container, right? Docker is inside the EC2 instance. Inside the Docker, containers will be there. Understand? So this is where lib. I mean, where is the local path of the Docker? It is an EC2 instance where lib Docker, right? It's a local path of the Docker, your Docker host. So if you can see this, we can easily understand. So we can see this, we can easily understand. If you create a volume, the volume is going to mount on where? Created volumes going to mount on where, guys? EC2 or container now? EC2. If you can see, this path is for EC2 host mission. So host mission path. Host mission path. Host mission path means what? Var lib Docker volumes. Is this clear, everyone? Yeah. So if you can see this is my EC2 instance again. So if you can take a one container here inside. So whenever you can create a volumes, volume will create outside of the container. That is inside of the host mission. Understand? So var lib Docker volumes. So inside of the EC2, outside of the container. So this volume, it is going to bind on the container. Understand? So this volume we can bind on the container means, you tell me, guys, if my container will delete, What is the state of my volume now? Still it will persistence or volume also to be deleted? So where exactly volume is created? Is there any dependency for container and volume? Volume before I have created. Use that volume, I can create a container. So volume container is independent now, right? Volume will not create along with the container. Understand? I create a volume before. I'm using that volume for the container. I'm not creating volume along with the container. If container is delete, volume can be deleted. Understand? If you can see, whenever give this command, volume is created in this path, you can use this volume to create a container, means container information is going to store in this volume. Even though container is deleted, your host machine, the volume path is there on your host machine, it will not to be deleted. Understand the concept now? If you are not create any volume, container itself volume, temporary volume can create whenever container is going to create. That is going to be deleted when container is going to delete. Understand the concept now? Same concept in Kubernetes. We are using little advanced level. So these volumes, if container is deleted, volume can take it back from the host mission. Okay. From the host mission. Why container is deleted? Host mission path still persistence. Same concept in Kubernetes volumes. We can use the same volume concept on the host mission. Little advance means there, if the host mission will be deleted. Understand? Still, I need high availability for the volumes. I mean, if the DB database pods are there. See, these are web application or application layer pods. We can get it back from anywhere. See, small volume is fine. But DB always should be high available. If you are stick on your node, if node will be deleted, entire DB will be deleted. I mean, we are taking DB means DB volume we have to provide, right? The store the data, the storage we have to provide for the DB inside. So that is, if you can take the reference of host, if host will be deleted, the entire volume also deleted. So that we are using EBS volume concept in there. EBS volume is not related to inside your network. Understand, it's completely isolated network, separate network. Even your entire network will be deleted also, no problem. Your volume is still there. Elastic block storage. I think already discussed right here. Not discuss. Already discussed, right? How to create EBS, how to increase the volume, grow command, so that we can use that our volumes path can be given into the EBS volume. This is clear, guys? Exactly. So let's start the practical now. So I have a list of commands, Docker related volumes and all. So we are here now. So Docker volume create is a volume create. Docker volume ls is a check the volumes. Docker volume Docker inspect volume means what? Scanner. Docker inspect volume means what? Docker inspect container is what? Docker inspect image is what? To know the more details, Docker volume means we can see where it is created, which node it is created. Like that we can. Docker volume RM means to check the created volume path, var lib Docker volume. Clear all the commands? Yeah. So if I go to check Docker volume, see Docker volume ls. So my end volume 1 is there. So how to remove? Docker RM volume or volume RM? Okay, Docker volume RM. Huh? Okay, anyway, my end volume 1 is there, right? Okay, not now. Docker volume RM, right? Volume 1. So I have deleted volume 1. If you give Docker volume ls now, there is no any volume, right? So how to create volume? Let me check Docker PS also. Is there any containers are running? Yes, my end containers are running. So how to remove an all containers? Docker running container also. This one. Okay. Delete all running containers. Yeah, done. So if you can give Docker PS, nothing is there. Okay. Guys, in your Jenkins file, the Docker build, this command, don't give after build. Don't give after run. Everything is going to be deleted so that we are not getting anything. You can run before Docker build command, you can run this one. If any containers will be there, it will be deleted. Okay. Okay. But we should not run any container in the Jenkins. I mean, container will not create here. Only build the image only. The Kubernetes will create the pods. Okay. Building image is only the concept here. Yeah. So now, okay, let's go to create a volume. So Docker volume ls, nothing is there my end. So what is the command? Docker volume create. So I'm giving volume 1. Okay. Just I'm giving volume 1. Docker volume create volume 1. So how to check Docker volume ls? See, volume 1 is there. So as we discussed, this volume 1 is created on which path? So I'm not inside of the container, right? I'm not inside of the container. So cd var lib Docker. If you can give here Docker, give ls. So there is a volumes here. cd volumes. Go inside ls. So this is the volume 1, what I have created now. Understand? This is the default path of volumes. Inside whatever name you have given, it is going to be stored inside volumes. My name of the volume is volume 1. Again, go inside here, inside the data, whatever you are going to create, it is going to store here. Okay. Now nothing is there in my end, right? Just I have created a volume only, but no data inside. Is this clear, everyone? Okay. So I have a volume path in my host. I have a volume path in my host. So I can create this volume path by using container. See, this is the command, guys. Same thing. See, yeah. Docker run -it or -ti, both are same. Name equal to container 1. We know, right? How to give the name of the container. And here, if you can see -v volume 1. So if you can take this command, guys, if you can take this command, Control C, yeah, come to paint here. Yeah. Yeah, what you observe here, the difference. Okay, ITTA both are same, just leave it. Okay, if I run this command, what exactly the new thing added in this command? What we discuss in regular commands? What is the regular command actually? Docker run, okay, -t or det. It's a interactive terminal or a detached terminal. Okay, you can give -it or ti, both are same. And we are giving, if required name, we can give name. name of the container, right? Name of the container. Okay, you can give one. And then immediately next is what? Your image name, right? This we discussed already. But here, where is the volume? In this command, where is the volume? It is there, but it is taking default volume. Default volume, no need to mention in this command. Understand here? But actually the command is this one. This is the correct command. Okay. But here also working means here we are not implementing any persistence volume. Understand? If you want to enable persistence volume in this command, you need to add -v volume. Same thing here. For example, not required your name of the container. What you can do? Remove that -hyphen name. It will give default name. See, if you are not mentioning name means definitely name will create. It doesn't mean name will not create. No, name will create, but it will create default path. Understand? Same thing here. I'm not mentioning any volume here, volume flag here. But what we can understand from here, I'm not giving volume flag means container will create a volume, will take a volume, but it is not from persistence. It's inside container. No need to mention that. No need to specify that. But now we are saying the container, I have a one volume already created. You can use that volume. If any content you are going to be added in future. Understand here? So now if I run this Ubuntu image, I'm going to enter into the container. Okay, I'm going to enter into the container. But if I do any operations inside the container, the data is going to be stored in where? Host path. Why? I'm giving already while creating container. Hey container, this is your volume. You can use this volume. But this volume already you mapped in host path. Same thing like this way. Understand everyone? Let's go and do that now. So let's go and start the process. Copy. This is very important concept in interviews. Okay, volumes concept. Size, you can see, size depends on your host mission. Okay, so we are not specifying any size here. It will take by default whatever size you are giving. If you give more than your host mission size, it will not allow. Understand? Our host mission is 8 GB. Already Docker is there. Many things are there. If you can give the volume path, it is use the volume path until your space is there. Okay, that's what here in Docker we cannot define custom options like Kubernetes. In Kubernetes, for example, in Docker, I can say this container you can use only. First, we can check the volume path, then go for size of the volume. Understand? First, we are not started any lab here. Then we can go for the size of the volume. Okay. Okay. So if I run this Docker run -ta name container 1 -v volume 1 Ubuntu, you have to define like this. If I run, what is the expected one now? I'm going to enter into the Ubuntu container, right? Yeah. So in my end, Ubuntu is there. It will pull from my local to run. If it is not there, it will pull from Docker Hub registry. Okay. I'm giving same command in the, Docker pull and run. I'm giving same command. See, I'm inside of the Ubuntu container. I'm inside of the Ubuntu container. See, if I give ls here, my volume 1 is there. Understand? This volume 1, it is taking from where? Host mission. Understand now? Okay. This volume 1, it's taking from my host mission. If you can see, I'm going to add some content here. I think no need to explain this command, right? You guys? Okay. Okay. So I'm going. Okay, echo is not coming. Okay, I'll do one thing, guys, simply. So CD, volumes, right? ls, CD, volumes, volume 1, ls, example text is there. Already it's created. Let's go to cat, this example test. So share this file between containers. Some content is there. I have added some content inside my volume of the container. If it delete my container, is there any problem? This content we can get it from your host mission. Understand? So if I switch from here to my EC2, what is the command? Control PQ. Very good. So otherwise your container will be stopped. Okay. Now where should I check this path? My content is created or not from the container one? CD var lib docker volumes. Volume. No. Okay, docker spelling is wrong here. Volumes. Okay. So inside my volume will be created. What is that? Volume 1. CD volume 1. ls CD hyphen data is there. See this time example the text here created on the host mission. If you can give cat example the text, share this file between containers. So if you delete a container, no problem. And the same thing, I can use this volume. You can create one more container. Same volume can be mounted on that container. For example, guys, you need to understand the agenda here. Come to paint here. So two containers are running. Container 1, container 2. Okay. If your container is fail, still volume will be there, right? You can use the same volume here. So that data also will come inside the container too, right? Understand? Yeah. So this is the concept. If you can delete container also, your volume still persistence. If you want to check, see, you can create one more container from the same volume container 1. Understand? I'm going to create a container 2 volumes from container 1 Ubuntu. Understand? You can create like this also. If you want to create existing container, already if you are going to create one more container, you can use this command docker run -t container 2. This is the name of the container. You can give volumes from container 1 Ubuntu. My container 1 volume already created, right? You can use the same volume. Why? These all containers comes under same group. It is going to use the same content. In that case, we can use. Otherwise, if it is a deleted your container 1, you can create one more container mapping the same command volume 1. So volume 1 already content is there, right? It will come along with that. Is this clear? Let's suppose I'm going to run this command. Now one more container is going to create, right? Yeah. If you can see here, if docker ps, my end only one container is running, that is container 1. Okay. If you can take if I run this command again, I'm inside of the container 2, which is using same volume of the docker container 1. If I give ls, volume 1 is there, right? If you go inside volume 1, what is expected one inside? Example the text. If you can give same content is there. Understand? Yeah. For example, okay. If I want to if I delete Docker RM container 1, container 2. Sure. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. 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 Yeah. Okay, guys. So whoever clear the screening test, okay, in the DevOps, we can see 1 to 65 members here. I think already we have shared in the group yesterday, right? Whoever clear the screening test. So we are going to conduct a just job readiness program for them. So which is start 6th May, evening 6 p.m. It's a free of cost. I think it is close to 4 weeks training. Okay, job readiness program means a little maybe advanced. Okay, it's not advanced, at least we can repeat the things what we discuss in the training. Again, they are going to take care of how we can update the resumes, what type of projects you need to update in that. Like the job readiness program means we can take the suggestions from there. It is a 1-month course. It's a free of cost for every student who ever clear the screening test. Okay, clear? Yeah, so we have already pasted in the notice board. You can go and check whoever cleared the test. 6th May, 6 p.m. Okay, 1-month program. Anyway, so actually the thing is, Naresh IT is planning for whoever clear the test, and every 2 months once I think they are going to conduct. They are going to give a one more training free of cost. Okay. Hmm? Who did not clear, again you can take training to clear the test. That I can say. Okay. I know that's what my paper is, right? Online students. For you only I have prepared that. But guys, one thing I can say, there is a huge difference here paper and what I'm going to give the paper and coming weeks. Okay. If you clear my paper at least 50%, that is very helpful. Don't compare with other students. This is your reference only. If you are able to clear, so you are the one. You can compare with that to market. The example, best example, I have given AWS paper here. DevOps, I haven't given it in a way. Anyway, my AWS highest is 31 marks. Understand? Out of 70, 31 marks highest. What is the DevOps total is? 70 out of 70, 65. First 5 is my students only. Okay. Even I haven't covered Ansible. At that time, I haven't covered Nexus. I covered actually JFrog. That's what 10 questions miss there. You can understand. If I cover Ansible, 20 marks additionally added to students. I think 85 marks total, I think so, sorry. 65 is the highest one. Same thing apply for AWS. I given just AWS paper is moderate level, not in tough. Okay, and you also I given moderate level only. Don't consider that is a tough paper. Okay, but I can say one thing, if you're able to clear that paper, definitely you will get entry questions from that genre only. Okay, when I say from that genre, if you can take a small example, scenario based questions, right? How we can connect private instance, how we can access private app, like these questions only will come on interview. No one can ask what is EBS volume. That day is already gone. Don't expect COVID type of questions. COVID time, what is EC2 instance? What is EBS volume? What is S3 storage? Don't expect like that. Okay, everything is little advanced now. So, will you share the test paper? Okay, I will just talk to the students and I will share that. But anyway, guys, please focus. I have received only for 4 members from this batch. Okay, what I requested to you to, but I have received only 4 answer sheets from 4 students. It's completely your wish. As I said, if you do, or not do, I don't have any problem. Once again, I'm saying, but my work is to give the question paper only. If you're going to use, that is for your career, helpful for you. Otherwise, it is not. Okay. But one thing I can say, guys, after 2 months, sir, this is my AWS paper. Can you check? Means even I'm not going to check your message also. Understand? Understand clearly? Sir, I have started now your paper. Can you suggestions? Also, I'm not going to give. Why? Why you are wasting time, first of all, now? Understand? Don't waste your time. And next week, Sunday, as I said, Terraform paper. Very, very tough, guys. When I say very, very tough, if you are able to clear that test, blindly you can go Terraform certification. 40 questions, 40 questions. If you are able to clear, you can blindly go Terraform certification. Mark my words. And blindly go for interview. No questions will come from apart that 40 questions. No interview question. You can check. Any at Microsoft level interview also you can go. The questions will come from that 40 interview, 40 test paper questions only. Understand? And again, don't expect like some interviews, some TCS interviews. What is Terraform apply? The TCS interviews like that only. What is Terraform minute? What is Terraform plan? I mean, one manager is there. He will read all interview questions. Always I observe TCS interviews like that only. TCS, you can easily clear the interview, guys. There is no doubt on that. My students, if you follow my instructions, you can directly go and attend TCS. You can first time you can clear that everything. If you manage the things, they will not go in depth. Okay, they will not go in depth. I know very clear. So, and after Terraform, Git also same like that only. Like your DevOps question paper. What is Git? I think Git push command. Don't expect like these questions. Okay. So use this opportunity. First of all, I'm going to invest my time at 3-4 days on this paper creation. Okay, every day 2 hours, which is I need to check the same question is there in Google or not. If it is there, I need to change the question. Like that, I need to work on that. So if you are not utilize your time with this question paper, I can say you are unlucky, guys. I can say simply. Okay, depends on your time. Yes, I covered only few things in AWS, yet to cover RDS. Okay, just put a pending on the tasks. After complete RDS, you can start again. That is the management. Okay. Anyway, so all the best for the screening test, whoever clear for the next training. That is going to be start March 6th, which is 6 p.m. Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow holiday now. No holidays, please. Okay. Is it clear, guys? Docker PS. If you can see why only one container is running, why container 2 is not there here? IT coolies. Okay, tomorrow is May 1st. Got it, got it. Yes, we don't have any holidays. We are not coolies, right? So we are students here. It will take time to convert as a coolies. Why I'm able to see only 2 containers here. One container is only here. We already given exit from this is entry question. Moderate entry question. So you can go and check the history also. You can easily understand where you did a mistake. So these are the histories. I given 382 something. So we can verify here where you did a mistake. Okay, if you want. Okay, anyway, I'm going to remove one more container. Let me check which container is there existing. Docker PS, Docker RM, container 1. Okay. But one thing I can say, guys, don't waste your time. Okay. Time will not get back. That is very clear. Yeah. Again, you need to again you need to join same place, same trainer. That is not good, right? Even for me, not good. I don't know what about you on that. See, guys, few messages if you can see really. Is that name Dibendra? See, guys, his dedication. So he is in election duty. Okay. So he's working guy. So he's unable to give the exam screening test. So he's asking, sir, can I give June? No problem, you can give June. See, read this. Few messages. Understand? Costly gifts are not maybe not happy. If your settlement, okay, definitely very happy for your parents. If you get a good job now, they will very happy. Instead of you can give much gift to them. Okay. Yeah. So be careful. Don't waste your time. I know you guys are busy with IPLs, but don't addict on that. See, okay, I'm also watch the match. I do watch earlier, but not now. I don't have much time. Seriously, see that. Okay, is this clear volumes concept? So I have deleted two containers. Okay, let's go to CD where still my file is there, even container is deleted. Understand? Clear? Next, I'm going to start Docker network. We have a time we can complete. Very interesting concept, Docker network. Yeah, Kubernetes from today's Wednesday, right? So Tuesday, right? Yeah. From Friday, I can start Kubernetes. So tomorrow I'll start Docker Compose. Docker Compose. So then Docker Swarm is not required. Even if required, I will give just overview. We are not using it's deprecated. We are going with the Kubernetes. So two developers working on same container. By mistake, dev one deleted one container. How they have to access same? You are saying deleted, right? How they can access? First of all, yeah, dev one deleted one container. How dev to access one container? How dev to access same container? If they will, no, this is will not work. This concept, guys. Different EC2 means that's what I discussed, right? EBS volume. Okay, we are hosting the volume in host mission. Host mission means one more host will come, there is no volume. Understand? We have to take the backup. From the backup, if you can create a EC2 instance, the same volume will come. Okay, so we will not get node high availability concept, Kiran Kumar. Node high availability concept will not get here. For that, we can go for Kubernetes. We are going to allocate the volume for EBS storage. When I say EBS storage, that is not depends on your host mission. You can delete your host mission even though you can access your EBS volume. That is not inside of your network. Understand? Anyway, good question. So guys, volumes are clear. Volumes are clear, right? Let's go to the main one, the Docker networking concept. But please complete yesterday task, the Jenkins file, what I have shared. Very important one. That is very, very important one. Docker network. So guys, Docker networking. If I say Docker networking, same command I'm taking from here, guys. Any command. Okay, tell me guys, if I want to create a one container, what is the command? Docker build -dt detached terminal, and then next is what? If required -p, we can give the port number and image name, right? Sorry, I'm going to discuss Docker run -dt and image name, right? Image name. If you give -p, so port, this is local host, this is just example container port. Is this clear, everyone? Okay. But here, guys, we are not mentioning anything related network. Same like volumes. If you can see here volumes, we are not define any volume here. It is taking default volume, right? Understand inside container. But if you specify, no, you can take this volume only. In this case, it will take your defined volume. Same thing is in the network concept also, we have a default network. Okay, that is bridge network. Okay, so in the Docker networking, mainly 3 types of networking we have. One is bridge network. 2 is host type. 3 is none. Okay, so here we need to understand the bridge network is default network. Bridge network is default network. So default network means, so whenever you can create anything, whenever you can create any container, it will take default network, that is bridge network. Understand? That is bridge network. So here in this case, which network it is taking? Bridge network. Understand? No need to specify. Understand, guys? Yeah. So now I'll take the few images from the Google, Docker, network. Yeah, you can take this one. Open image in new tab. Okay, guys. Now you can, whatever doubts you have till now, why we can access local host, like these questions have seen right from you. Okay, this is not accessing here. Okay, I will explain here, then I can. No. Let me take other one. Okay. No. If I zoom it, this is not good. Anyway, I will explain here, guys, better. Okay. So one is bridge network, one is none, one is host. Understand, guys? So as I said, the default one is bridge network, and none is different one, host is different one. So you guys, you tell me one thing. How many containers I can host in my Docker host? Multiple. Till support your hardware, we can launch containers. Then how the network is going to handle each container special network, separate network, right? Each network is separate network container. If you create a container one, container two, container three, each container separate network is going to create. That's what we are going to access individual containers by using port forward. So how it can handle, that is called bridge. It can handle multiple networks. If you can see here, this is my bridge here. I can create multiple containers. Each container you will get different IPs. Is this clear now? If you can see container one, container two, container three, container four. So it is hosting from one bridge Docker zero host network, Docker bridge network. The Docker bridge network is 172.17.01. And remaining containers will create from the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that it is going to create. Same like that, subnets. CADR. If you can create, it can create multiple IP range of subnet until we have a access, right? So here, I can create multiple containers. Why? It is a taking care bridge concept. Each container will get a different IPs. If we can get a different IPs, we can work like a independent, individually. If you can see here, container one, container two, container three, container four. So I'm here, for example, outside of the bridge network. First, my request has to go container one. First, it has to go container one means it has to cross your host mission, right? Inside host mission containers are there, right? To go inside of the container, first you have to cross the host mission. That's what we are giving host IP. And host IP, give one port number. Otherwise, guys, you can understand here, host IP, whatever port you are defining, that port is going to communicate your container port, independent, individually. There is no dependent. Same container two, for example, container two, same host IP, but here different IP you can give. Host different IP. Why? Already one IP you are giving, one port is giving for container one, right? So container two different port you can enable. Container three different port you can enable as it is working in the same application of the container. Understand? So let's come here in the paint. So let's suppose this is a bridge network, guys. Inside bridge network, I have a two containers are running. Two containers are running. Inside container, application will be there, right? So this application, it is running on default port, right? To access any application, there is a default port. For example, this port is 8080. This port is 3000. Okay. You are here. Okay. Your request is going to access your container. First, it has to access the node. Understand? First, it has to access the node. Inside node only containers will be there. To access the node, we can give public IP here, right? To access the node. Okay. And this application running 8080 port. Is this clear? So inside there is a bridge concept, bridge network. Whenever you can create a containers, multiple containers will create, it will communicate with your bridge. Okay. So now the request has to come this app. Okay. Here we are going to enable local host port number. Understand? Local host port number also unique. If you enable localhost port number here, for example, it has to enter localhost port number. You are mapping with which port number? Application port number. It is going inside like this, like here. Next, this application I want to access. Same, this request first go to IP, and you are saying instead of giving directly access of the container, it is not a secure one. So you can enable localhost port and give access to like this way. Localhost port is mapping with your application port like this way here. Understand here? Any questions? Any confusions here? If there is no local port, for example, we are not supposed to give directly container access to outside. Understand? Inside application will be there, right? Yeah. We are saying we are diverting this port. We can use that one. It is not inside actual application. Yeah. Is this clear? Bridge network, how it will work? And the next one is host type. See here, host type. Host type means directly your container is bind on your host network. Easy to host network directly. Inside there is no any different networks. Directly bind your your container on the host network. Understand? Not in bridge network. And next one is none. None means no network. No one can connect my container. It's completely private one. Understand the three differences? This is host, this is none, this is bridge. Default one is what? Bridge. If your container, you want to maintain container very secure way, no one can connect my container. So give none. None means no IP will create. No IP will allocate for this container to connect anyone. Okay. Host mission means directly bind on your host mission. We can see the practical, you can easily understand the differences. So let's go to the Docker concept, Docker containers concept. See guys, okay, I'm going to create a first two containers, container one, container two, simply, okay. So if I create two containers by default, how to create the ports if already container exists? No, we are not creating port number for the container. If container port already exists, you will get an error. Change the port number. Understand? I mean that container already mapped with that through localhost, that port number, one application already mapped that. You can use different port number. You will get an error, right? Usually. what you can do, you can change the network. I mean, port, localhost port number, not for default port number. Yeah. Why two containers are running, guys? You already said that this container is routing to one localhost port number. I mean, IP localhost port number. Anyway, it is immediately hit to your container port. If you can give same port number to other container, definitely there will be a confusion, right? Where I should send this request to which container? If you map localhost port number, same localhost port numbers, for example, 8081 also I can give one more container. Okay. So the request is coming to localhost type and 8081. It will definitely confuse, right? Where should I send this traffic? 8081 already running one more container. So we cannot give the same port for different container. Even system also will not take. It will give an error. Container name, container port already exists. Okay. No. See here, don't confuse, guys. How can we assign? We are not going to assign anything. Okay. Bridge network is taking care of that to assign your IPs. We are not going to allocate any IPs. Understand? If you can create a subnet, are you going to allocate anything in that? No. We have to define the range only, not for creating allocate IPs. Public IPs allocate through network. We cannot do anything. Yeah, generally we are giving Docker run -d image name. In that case, it is not accessible from the outside. If you're not giving -p here, Ramesh, if you're not giving -p here, that is not accessible from the outside. Why? We are not enabling the network for that container. So localhost, it will not accessible. Why you are not enable the port for the localhost and your container port? It will not accessible. Container will run, but not accessible. If the application is running inside have a default port, then we need to map. Yes. See, two things we need to understand. Your application port, if you can give or not, it will run. Okay, it will run on the specific port. Just take an example, guys. Jenkins, did you allocate any port in that? Default port, it will work, right? If you want to change default, we can change it. We no need to change anything in the default numbers of the port. We can give the access with your custom port numbers of localhost only. Don't confuse here. Indirectly, if you're not giving -p 8081 8080 means your application will run 8080 only, but you are not giving access for 8081 to outside. 8081 is a local host port number. Understand? Local host port number, you are not giving access. How it can come to inside? Understand the difference now? Yeah. Let's go and start the lab. So I'm going to create two containers. Before that, let me check any containers are there in that. Docker, PS. No containers, right? So container 2 already exists. Docker, PS. Container 1 is created. Okay, let's go and create container 2. I think it is there in PS-A. Yeah, container 2 already exists, right? Docker RM container 2. I can use same also, but better clarity I'm deleting. Okay. Now I'm going to create container 2 also. So container 1, container 2 is running in my Docker, host. Guys, you tell me these two containers are running, right? Which network is created inside? Bridge network. Why I haven't mentioned any network here? So how to log in the first container? Okay, before that, we can check the IPs of the containers. Okay, how to check? Docker inspect, we can see here, guys. Docker inspect container. Okay, Docker inspect container name or container ID. So container 1. If you can see, IP address is created with the 2. Understand? If you can create one more container, it will create 3. One more create, it will create 4. I think already container 2 is created, right? That is taking 3. So this is the gateway first. The bridge network gateway is take register for 1, and next one start the series from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Understand? So let's go to Docker inspect container 2. If you can see this time 3, your bridge is allocated IPs. Okay, like VPC. Okay. So now you tell me guys how to log in my container. exec -it container 1 bin bash, right? So I'm inside of the container now. I'm inside of the container now. You tell me guys, my container 1 will communicate with container 2. This statement is correct or not? Will my container will communicate with 1 to 2, 2 to 1? Answer is yes. Same thing, same VPC, subnet inside instance will communicate by default. If you can give SSH command, right? Same thing, all are running in one bridge network. Definitely it can communicate each other. Understand? Okay, I will do one thing. I'm inside of the container 1, right? From here to container 1 to container 2, I'm trying to access container 2 by using ping command. Anyway, so if I give ping command, ping container to IP. What is the container to IP? This one, right? 3. By using Docker inspect, I can see that IP. Ping command not found. See, in your Docker Ubuntu image, there is no any default packages for ping. What I can do, I need to install ping distributions here, right? Let's go on in first update the command that we need to update apt get update -y. It is going to update your system first, Ubuntu system, and then take this utilities apt install ip utilities ping. So I'm just installing ping utilities to work ping command. Okay, so now you can give the ping command. See, I'm able to connect container 1 to container 2. I'm getting response from container 2. Why? We are using default network. This is the default one. If you want to communicate one container to other containers, that is default network, bridge network. Okay. For example, now, no, I don't want to communicate my containers with other container. In that case, you can create custom network, or you can use a host network, different series we have. Anyway, this is clear for the bridge network. I can explain custom network later. Everyone clear, guys? Control C. So how to come back? Control P plus Q. Now I'm in the node again. So guys, if I want to access container 1, what is the process from the outside? -P, port number, localhost port number, and port number that we know, right? No need to show here, right? Clear bridge network, right? Now come to host network. That is not default network, right? So we need to define your, while creating container time, hey container, you can run on host network. Otherwise it will run bridge network. Why? It is a default action. Same thing applies for your volume. Until you say for this container, you can take this volume, it will take default volume. Understand? So we implemented, just we discuss default network concept. No need to specify your runtime, Docker runtime. It will take already bridge network. In interviews, what is the volume default? Why guys you are sleeping here? జోలపాటలు ఉందా? ఓకే, ఎనీవే గైస్, host network you have to specify it while creating a container don't run on bridge network, you have to run in host network. Okay, okay, then give me the instruction. Okay, I need to give the instruction. This is the host type. Okay, this is the host type. So if you want to see the statements, you can go it. The Docker network host, also known as a Docker host network, it is network mode, which is Docker container share its network's namespace of the host. Okay, this application inside the container can be accessed using the port at the host IP address. Not understanding, right? See the lab, you can understand. Now I'm going to run I'm going to run Nginx image. See the difference now. See the difference now. What I'm saying to my Nginx here. Okay, you can get DT also, -D also work. Okay, leave it that. See, I have added one new thing here. What is that? Network. If you want to create a custom custom container name, how to define hyphen name container. Otherwise, it will create a default container name. If you want to define a specific volume, you have to give hyphen volume, take this volume. Otherwise, it will take a default volume. If you want to create a custom network, you have to define hyphen network. Otherwise, it will take a default network. Understand the commands? But here, which type of network I'm taking here? Host. Understand? Host. Okay. Container is running, right? Container is running. What is the Docker? PS. So my container is running. So this is my container. I will just take my public IP. I'm able to access directly Nginx. No port forward required. Why? It is working on the host directly. If you can see this image, see here, my Docker host attached to your network of your host mission. See here, 5000 means Node.js application. Just understand Nginx container attached to your local host mission, that is EC2 mission. Now you tell me, guys. Now you tell me. Yes. Can I create multiple containers here? Not possible. It just bind on the host mission. So this is not recommended. Understand? Not recommended. What is the use of EC2 instance? If we can create one containers for each EC2 instance, stick on EC2 instance, why container? So not recommended. Is this clear? Yeah. So the third one is none. None means what? No network. No one can communicate your network. No IPs. Just isolate from the world. Understand? So let's go to create that one also. So yeah, here what I can give? None. Created container also. So now go to PS. Which one is the none? 7 seconds ago. This one, right? Now you can inspect Docker, inspect container name or container ID, right? Name is not there, so container ID. See, no public IP, no network to communicate your container of the none network. None means the name itself. No network. No one can access. Understand the concept? No, not possible. No network will create in the outside. Completely isolated. Just container is running, but no network to access anyone. Understand? Yes, obviously no security in host networking. Yes, we are giving directly container access public, right? No access, no security. That's what bridge network we can go. That's what default network Docker is saying, go for bridge network. But Here the requirement in the bridge network also, my container, other containers will not communicate. How I can do? In that case, you can create your custom network. Create a network like a volume, allocate that network. It will work like a bridge, but independent networks, bridges. So what I'm trying to say, guys, you can easily understand, go for that concept, custom network. So Docker volume create like Docker network create. Okay, so let's go to Docker. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the containers all. Docker PS. Just 5 minutes, guys. I'll just close it. Docker RM. You can take these containers. Important entry questions, guys. These are important entry questions. Same concepts again we need to discuss in Kubernetes. Okay. I removed all containers. Now I'm going to create a network. What is the command? Docker network create, right? Network create. So I'm giving custom. Okay. So how to check this network? Docker network ls like volume only. See, so many networks are there in my end. I have created these many networks, right? But I need to use this custom network only next time. So if you create a network, also created a bridge, right? Default action. Now I'm going to create a container. Example, Docker and -dt name container. I'm using this. Copy. See, guys, just I'm giving container name. You can give one also. Now mine no containers, right? What I need to change here? This inside in place of private, I can change it into custom. Container is created. Now Docker inspect. My container name is container1, right? See, IP is generated now. Next, if you want to create one more container, if I create one more container, same network, the two containers will communicate or not? Yes, default bridge, definitely. But if I want to create one more network, same like here. So custom two, for example, if I give like this, if I want to create one more container with the custom to network, sorry. If I inspect this one, same IP, why? But these two are different networks, right? First one is custom, second one is custom two. Understand here, networks completely different. First custom network, first bridge. Second custom network, second bridge. Now you tell me these two containers will communicate or not? No, these two are different networks. Understand? If you log in and check, these two cannot access each. Both are not running in same bridge network. Both are running bridge network. Understand the scenarios, all scenarios? Yeah. So volumes and networking concepts, these are custom network. Even in real time, we are not using any custom network. We can go directly bridge default network. Just I'm saying the concepts are there here. Guys, if my host mission, if we are running one project, same project related containers will create, right? So that is to give a high availability. 3 replicas containers will create means definitely one communicate no problem, since related to both are all containers are same project. Just I'm saying that. Clear? Now clear why we can use the local host port and container port, since inside multiple containers are running, not one container. So to give multiple container access, we are going to allocate different local host port numbers to give the path. Okay. If it is a host type, not required. By default, it is accessible with the host IP. So directly accessible host IP. And not accessible from anywhere if it is a none. See guys, so I have done for DevOps material. So here my planning is to here. So one is DevOps nodes. I have already shown. And next is blog links, list of blog links, what I have prepared till now. That is everything is packaging here. And sorry. And next one is interview questions, AWS DevOps. Okay. And next is paint notes. Why it's not opening? So all paints here from the day one. Okay. And next is notepad notes. Okay. This is notepad notes. If you like notepad, these are the notepad notes. And next is, these are the list of documents like screenshots. I have done some projects and all, right, related information. This is enter, made into the zip form. I will share you once complete your course. Okay, just to go through this content, even though reference for your notes, maintain that also parallelly. Yeah, but don't share to outside people. Just I'm saying that your wish. I don't have any problem. Yeah, if you share, you are creating you are creating competitors. Be careful, guys. Yeah, thanks. So there is a question. If we have a same application in different containers and want to them access to sorry, they should be placed in target group and attached to LB. Okay. So what is your question? Yes, you can. Instead of IP, you can see your IP port number configure with load balancer. Okay. Anyway, that's what we are not using containers directly to configure ELB. That is taking care by Kubernetes. You no need to create LB and configure target groups and all. Okay, this is concept of virtual missions. So containers, we should not add any target group directly. We can add in target group EC2 instances. Understand? Yeah. Any questions? Yeah. No questions? Then in that case, I'm going to close this session. So complete that lab first, yesterday Jenkins 5, and then start volumes and networks. I'm going to share the nodes, volumes and containers also.